Hey guys, this is Denise
and Deannette
with Perry Hill Farms. Welcome to our 6th episode of
Double Trouble
Weekend Review.
That's it.
Yes.
And what a week it has been.
A good week.
Very productive week.
Very productive week. Not as crazy as the last two before, but...
Well, when we left them last, we were getting ready to go back to Headland to the farmer's market, which was that Friday night in particular was very successful.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember that Saturday we had 2 events to do that day, 2 markets.
Yes.
And
a rodeo.
And the one of them happened to be a rodeo called the Sons of Thunder. And wow.
It was so much fun.
Now, granted, we didn't sell a lot there, but
we made memories, and our little Beckett and Levi were her little Beckett and Levi.
Well, we share.
I don't have any grandbabies yet.
They're ours.
But they had a blast, and it was so much fun to watch.
And it was so family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't have to worry about what they were going to be exposed to or anything. No. They presented the gospel there.
They sure did.
And I'm not sure, does that particular, the Sons of Thunder, they travel, don't they?
I think it's a circuit, yeah.
That they travel around to different areas and
they
do the rodeos. But I don't get, well, maybe one time.
We took them. Erica said she remembers us taking them to one at the farm center.
At the farm center, but
one of the guys got attacked. One of the pigs jumped on or something. I can't remember what it was.
That's been a long time ago.
Don't know who you are, so we're gonna end that, and you can leave a message.
But anyway, that was so. But that was fun. It was fun that the clowns, rodeo clowns. I can't talk. Were great.
Mm-hmm.
They were very entertaining.
Yeah.
The boys had no idea what it took to ride a bull. In fact, we put Levi on the mechanical bull, and he thought that he could ride it.
Yeah, he thought he could ride it, and then when the guy, well, he didn't even buck him off. He screamed at him to stop because he didn't want to be bucked off.
It got a little faster, and he didn't like it.
No, he got so mad.
So we had to deal with a little attitude there about not everybody's out to get you kind of thing. But
he learned
at 7.
Yeah, he learned what bull riding was, and it was really fun. And Beckett, the noise was a little much for him, but he doesn't do well with loud noises. But he mellowed out. And when we went, when I first took him down to see, what was the very first thing they were doing? Oh,
they were riding the sheep.
The sheep, the kids. They had them in helmets with face guards and this big old vest to protect them, putting these little bitty babies on the back of these sheep. I was just like, I said, there ain't no way I could let my baby go out but they loved it. And Beckett was like, me, and I was like, no, not you. And he said, Wes. He wanted to get on it, didn't he? He wanted to get on those sheep. I don't think he would have done it. It would have, when it come down to it.
What he is, and then he just kept talking. He'd pet his head, and he would just say, because he's still not clear on his speech, but he would pet his head, and but he was telling you that they'd fall on their head, and bump their head,
and he laughed. He was so funny.
It was good. It was a good time, and I enjoyed it. And all the proceeds went to a good cause, which is
Pregnancy Emergency Center, Crisis Center here in Dale County. Another county over, but it was a good benefit, and it was just a wee bit of fun to break the monotony of working. So it did our soul good, didn't it, sister?
It did.
It really did. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. So our week this week
what was our double trouble this week?
Are we going to go ahead and jump right on into it?
Well, is there anything else to share before that?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it Monday? What day was it? No, because there was only one day in between.
The day before yesterday. Today is Friday, Wednesday.
Was that our first Double Trouble episode? Everything was pretty normal.
I'll tell you, this week has been pretty mild considering how our weeks have been in the past.
Right.
We've been, you took care of Mom at doctor's appointments, I think, at the beginning of the week.
Right.
And then, but Wednesday we discovered that somehow our electric fence to our hog pen had gotten unplugged. So
we don't have hot wire. We have that
braided
wire, electric fence,
yellow and black
rope. I guess that's what it's
I
called.
don't know exactly what it is.
Anyway,
so
they like to chew on it.
We discovered that they were rooting too close to the fence and got to look at it, and they had chewed the wire completely undone.
There were several sections missing, which means they probably digested some.
Oh dear, who knows?
Fence rope,
and it was just in the piglet pen.
In the piglet pen,
where the 5 piglets were. But
so we did a video.
It'll be coming.
We did a video. Maybe it'll get published and all. But
this week
we had our first experience on stringing an electric fence. Just us girls.
Okay,
with nobody there with us.
So on that day, I was really had my mind set on being in the kitchen, working on jam.
Oh, yeah, you were grumpy.
I was grumpy. I was not happy.
Lauren came down. She's been off this week. Bless her.
I was not happy about having to be in the hog pen fixing the...
She was very...
I was grumpy, and you'll probably see it in the video. I wasn't really happy. But
I don't have a problem calling you out on it, though.
No, you didn't. You called me out, and that's true. There was no lie. There was no lie to it.
Right.
I was grumpy.
All right.
I admit it. I'm Denise Warg, and Wednesday I was grumpy.
So we got that fixed, and it didn't take long. We figured it out.
We figured it out.
We got it fixed. And was it that day that we went out in the pea patch? Did we do 2 days of pea patch? We did 2 days of the pea patch.
Yeah, pea patch. Oh my heavens, the peas are in.
So we talked a little bit about our zipper peas getting ready.
Yes, first Eric and
Jace.
Stumpy and Jace picked 6
5-gallon buckets.
Okay.
To start with, and we shelled those. Goodness gracious.
That night we sat down that afternoon. Mom came and all of us sat down and we knocked that out really. I don't think it was 6 buckets. I think it was only 4 at that time.
Right, because it doesn't seem like it took that long.
No, I apologize. Back it up my memory. The ones that Stumpy picked, they picked, and then on Saturday while we were at the market, they were shelling them. When we got back, they were almost done with them.
That's
Remember?
Right.
We got lunch for them.
Right. That's right.
So
in between markets,
before we had to head out to the rodeo, they shelled those. There was only 4 buckets that day. It didn't take that long.
Okay.
And then I think, and then we picked them again on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Right. We waited a couple because we had some good hard rain.
Good hard rain. So it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. We picked, me and Deannette, another 4
buckets,
4 or 5 gallon buckets of peas.
And now these are
then we set that afternoon
11 rows of zippers. I think I can't remember.
I thought it was 14
or 14 rows of zipper. They're planted in 2s, and I was trying to remember how many you went down the rows. You know what I'm saying? I know we rotated. It's probably 14.
I remember them saying that number in the past. And the interesting thing about it is in these seeds of peas, they're mixed because we have some little white peas. There's about 3 or 4 different kinds of peas that was in that packet.
Right.
So because not just zipper peas.
Right. Well, there were maybe some cream 40s or some, little white peas in there.
Something like that.
So anyway, but we like white peas anyway. And so
we're not complaining. It's just they're easier to shell when they're zipper. And when they're small white peas, they take a little bit longer to.
So we got those picked and shelled, and was that. No, which one now? We've always frozen our blanched and put our peas in the freezer
in quart bags.
Always. That's the way Mama and Daddy.
Mama
and Daddy always did it that way.
Mama and Daddy did that
all
the time.
And Granny she always did that way.
But Stumpy wanted to try with the ones he.
I think I wanted to try.
He canned those in some quart jars, and they really turned out good. We cooked them one night.
We did. I liked them for a quick, pour in a pot. And I used, I didn't have chicken bouillon cubes, but I used chicken stock and cooked them in, and they were good to me. I mean. And all, but our next round we ended up blanching because I think you prefer them blanched.
I really don't care. I mean, it's just I'm just you do what you're used to doing, and we put them in the bags and we're blanching. So we did another round yesterday.
So right, because you have to go out there every other day. You have to really keep an eye on them, because if you let them sit and wait in this heat, they'll dry out and they'll be too far gone to pick. So every morning we drive by after our morning routine, feeding the animals and giving them water, because it's hot as Hades out there.
Well, it's not as hot as it was last week. We are dealing with heat, but it's not anywhere near what it was.
We're having a little drought. We haven't had much rain.
This week we're expecting rain. We're getting afternoon showers, so we're getting some.
Our pond is dropping out there. You can look at it and see.
We're getting some rain. So expected some more today and through the weekend.
Right.
So, but
we have picked, so a total of, let's see, 4, 4, and 6, that's 8, 14 5-gallon buckets of zipper peas that we have shelled.
Are you sure it's not more than that?
4, 4, and 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So 8 and 6 is 14, right? I gotta count on my fingers. 8, 6 is 14.
Use your toes.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so we've got the peas we picked yesterday, the 6 5-gallon buckets. Now our precious mama. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to get emotional.
Don't do that.
I don't know why I've been emotional with her this week. For some reason, I have cherished every moment that we've had with her. But she says, I can't get out there and help you pick those peas, but I sure can help you shell them. And so she came. She sat on the golf cart with us. It wasn't too hot.
No, it was a nice breeze yesterday.
And up until we finished picking those peas about 10, 30, 11.
Something like that.
And we come in and got her settled in on the couch. And I'm going to tell you, about 11:30, she started shelling peas. Now, we had some stuff to take care of to get ready for our
market today.
Our big event today. And we'll talk to you about that in a minute. But, and so she started at 11:30.
We finished at 7.
She shelled peas the entire time.
She was a sport, no doubt about it.
And we kept saying, Mama, take a break, take a break. No, she was fine. She was fine. And she shelled the whole time. And so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to have her. And she's so cute sitting over there shelling those peas.
Yeah,
and she even a few times we looked over there, she was dozing off a little bit. We said, Mama, you need to lay down and take a nap. And
she was sweet.
She was. Maybe we can have her on our show one day.
Maybe she'll come and sit in with us.
I don't know if she will or not. She'll be shy, but
we'll get her in on it one day. Maybe she'll be one of our special guests.
That's right. But we have cherished every moment. She's cute. We say that all the time. You're so cute. And anyway, but we've got those peas. This morning we had put them in our pot. Our well, I hate to call them pots, but they're our cast iron. No, they're not cast iron. Our pans we shell in
or just
ceramic. They're ceramic.
I don't know where she was going.
Ceramic covered pans, right? Yeah. Well, and we covered them and left them just sitting out on the table last night because we figured it was cool enough in the house. But we noticed this morning that they were probably fixing to go through a heat, and so we decided real quick that we needed to get them washed, and so we got them.
They're washed and on the stove blanching as we speak. They should be ready by the time we get through the
Stumpy's in there keeping an eye on them for us so that they don't boil over. So don't fret. We didn't leave the stove unattended. It's in good hands.
So anything else on the farm other than the peas?
Tomatoes are coming. Well, we went back out there today.
I'm going to add a picture in here somewhere of my dining room table with all of the.
I have one I'm going to give you too because it's two different occasions.
Yeah.
Of all the
tomatoes, bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, poblanos.
Where do you put your stuff when you get when you're gathering each day? I mean, does your kitchen table take up the slack of
holding all the produce
or
until
your
it
bar?
ripens?
Or do you have a special room that you lay your stuff out in? Ours generally is I have actually 2 tables at my house. I have two dining room tables. One in the kitchen area and one in the little other area that I made into an eating area. Anyway, but my dining room table's full was full of it, and so we've been roasting again. And your Eric we've roasted, and your Eric put up some stewed tomatoes this week.
We did stewed tomatoes this week.
And
more pasta sauce.
More pasta sauce. We talked about that before,
Yeah,
haven't we?
yeah.
But yeah, your table has collected it all. Peppers.
But it's been good. And so yesterday I spent the day slicing the jalapeno peppers, which has not been a big deal when you wash them, cut the ends off, and stick them in the processor. But then instead of using a cup to scoop them out to put them in the Ziploc bags to freeze them, I was using my hand. So this hand is on fire today.
Well, there was one day that I did that under my nails were on
Ooh,
fire, and I think that was with the habaneros that we did one day.
Yeah.
But anyway, you became a bit overwhelmed with the all of the produce pile, and I have a sweet daughter-in-law. Can I brag?
Let me brag on y'all, because I'm just telling y'all something else.
We have this room on the back of, we call it the classroom because that's where we homeschooled our children at.
On the back of my house, it's a storage room.
It's a lean-to building that was here when they purchased the house, and so she just made part of the carport a classroom. It's closed in, and we had.
So you can enter it from inside the house, and you go out the back door, and it's just like maybe 300 square feet of.
And so we call it the classroom.
Space.
So it's our storage space for a lot of our farm canning supplies.
Yeah.
And so
it's got shelving in there, and we stock everything in there, and it usually we try to keep it organized, but over the summer so far, with all the markets,
it had vomited.
You couldn't walk anywhere. There were packs of canning jars everywhere, and just stuff all over the place. And so Deannette,
the thing about you and I, so why am I so emotional? The thing about Denise and I is we kind of can sense a little bit.
I thought you were going somewhere else. I was like,
no.
Don't throw me under the bus.
No. We can sense when the other's getting stressed, and it never fails that one or the other will step in.
I was feeling a little overwhelmed because we had been working our honeys off.
We were tired.
Whew.
And we're just gonna keep it real right here, aren't we, sister? Mm-hmm. I mean, because there's nothing special about us.
Mm-mm.
We're not superhuman. We make mistakes.
No, I was just plain out tired, and so she sensed that, knew that I needed some sense of order. My house is the house that gets used to do a lot of our jams and jellies and stuff because it's the bigger house. It's more functional in the kitchen, and so and I'm fine with that, and I don't fault. I've told them I don't fault anybody for.
We never take it that way, but
but it does get overwhelming at times when you're like going.
So there's a
Where's
gift.
my house?
There's a gift that Lauren and I have, and it's actually therapy for us.
Mm-hmm.
To organize.
They love to organize. I like to organize when I have time to have organized.
Right, and so we just, instead of standing and watching you, what were you doing that day?
I was making some.
You were
salsa. I was making
salsa. Instead of just standing there watching her do salsa, I said, Lauren, why don't we go in there and let's just, kill two birds with one stone and take care of because it was a bit over. There was a small path to get to everything, and it was.
But I'll tell you, they organized and they took care.
We might have to put a picture up of it and all, but I'm thankful for that sweet Lauren. She jumped right on in there, and we got it organized to where we can get to everything quickly, and it's all stored nice and neatly, and all. But we did that for you, and
it was a blessing. Truly was. Every time I go in there, I smile.
We do. Mm-hmm. Well, remember years ago,
the fly lady.
I don't know if you ever heard of her. She used to have it wasn't a YouTube channel, but it was a website you could go on, and she teaches you organizational skills, and how to stay on top of making your house happy. She always talked about making your house smile.
Yes. Before you go to bed at night, your kitchen sink should be spotless and cleaned because that makes you smile.
Well, and some of the tendencies could be overwhelming, to try to stay on top of, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But the basics of it is something that I think I've held on to, and keeping your sink happy and your kitchen's happy when you go in there, and that doesn't always stay that way. But anyway, so we learned from her, a happy house makes you smile.
Makes you smile.
And so that was therapy for us that week.
It sure was. Thank you.
It was good stuff.
It was good stuff. We possibly may be having some baby goats soon on our farm.
Miss Primrose is very
My Primrose
fat.
is very fat. I noticed her milk sac filling up. I think I spoke that last week. And today we noticed that she's filling out on the backside and her ligaments are getting loose. So I do have her pinned in the
We did move her.
birthing.
And you had
Strong.
moved. You had moved Miss Esther to the back pasture too, to kind of get to know that other one goats, and we had to move her back out because she was. It was just a week.
Yeah, she's only been in there not even a full week, and
she was losing some weight. And
they were really
bullies. That dang crazy Karen and Coco are mean.
They are the matriarchs of the group, and so yeah, they beat up on them. So I had pulled Keebler out, the buck, and moved him back up to the front stall with Zebulon, so the two bucks are together, and then put Prim and Sassy in the other front pasture by themselves, hoping that maybe Esther would be ready to go in with the whole herd in the bigger pasture. But she looked a little thin this morning. The last 3 days I've been pulling her out and feeding her on her own because they won't let her eat, and I was concerned about her. So when we went to put her in the stall in the pasture with Prim and Sassy,
that's when we noticed.
That's when we know Prim was looking like she might be close to being ready. So we'll check on her before we leave today for our market. But there could be a possibility we could have some more babies. I am so excited about that.
Right.
Because I haven't milked in 3 weeks.
I
goat in 3 weeks. I did milk Coco to give her some relief.
Oh, and this week we got to, you and I, we've never done it before, just you and I. I've always gone out and helped the guys, or you've gone out and helped the guys, but just Denise and I had a couple of opportunities of milking October Grace.
Yeah.
And it's been good.
Yeah.
Quality time to go sit out there with her.
Yeah.
And when we talked about getting a milk machine, but I think we've decided against it because we just enjoy.
Right.
Just enjoy it. It's quiet out there. And I think somebody posted on one of our videos about how peaceful it is. And it is. It's so peaceful out there. Well, peaceful in a sense. You don't hear the noise of the city or anything. We have the goats bleating in your ear.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's still peaceful.
Yeah. And baby Cal is in the back hollering.
He is.
He's been without his mama
all night. Somebody suggested that why don't we lock him up rather than her. You know,
but there's other calves that are milking on her. We noticed that she's had 2 on her at one
time. Right. That's true. I didn't think about that. But the calves, all of our adult cows are trained to come when we call coy. They come, and the babies will follow. But if we just had the babies out there and called coy, I don't know if they would come.
No, they haven't learned it yet.
They
haven't been here in the fall time when we feed them out from.
So they're a little leery of us, and so they're harder to catch. Now, when the October Grace's baby is sucking on her, he will let you rub him all day long. But if he ever realizes you're touching him,
yeah.
So
that's pretty much it as far as the farm goes. We've just been
nothing big.
Peas this week.
Peas, and more peas.
It was blackberries before, and now it's peas.
Yeah, our blackberries are done. They're done.
They're done. So today we have a big market.
It's 4th of July weekend,
and so
hence our hair bows.
Yeah, we got our red, white, and blue hair bows.
And our red, white, and blue on.
And we're getting ready for a market called Red, White, and Boom. It's a big market.
There you go, chunking them lots and wabbits again.
Did I chuck them again?
You did.
Red, White, and Boom. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love it, though.
Oh, well.
You're cute, too.
Thank you, sister. But anyway, so we got that big market to go to
now,
and it's huge. It's gonna be fireworks.
It is.
It's gonna be a car show.
Did we talk about the Slocum one? We did, didn't we? We
did.
And it was entertainment based. This one, she's kind of pushed the markets being there, so we're kind of praying that.
Well, and it's also free. There's no charge for anybody to come in, so
Right.
people may be more acceptable to spend a little money. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
But she also said we're going to have a little friendly competition against the vendors, and for each booth, and whoever has the most engaging booth will get their
fee that we had to pay
booth rent back.
So we'll see. We're gonna, me and
We've
Dad
got-
always likes a little bit of competitive spirit in us. We got competitive spirit. We like competing.
So does your husband.
And my husband too.
So we're gonna got the guys. We're gonna have the guys out there.
He's actually off today. He's gone shopping and find him some shorts.
Yeah. And so we've got some new decorations to hang on the tent, and we'll try to post some pictures of that, and maybe do a little short of everybody. But it's Independence Weekend, therefore our fun facts.
Jeanette has some fun facts from Independence Day.
Right.
So she read them yesterday. You got hair all over you.
Well, it's falling out by the
It
droves.
shouldn't.
It's
It
falling out by the droves. It is.
Shouldn't.
Thank you, sister. So anyway, we thought we would make our fun facts for the 4th of July today. And some of these I didn't know. I thought they were interesting. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to pick out the best ones.
Yeah.
The
She
best
started
ones.
reading last night, and I was like, that's a lot of information, sister.
It is. It
But
is. So, did you know that we actually didn't declare independence on July the 4th? And you already...
I knew that, but I didn't remember what day it was.
It was actually declared, and do you know what country we declared it from?
Britain.
Britain. It was actually declared on July the 2nd, 1776. But the declaration papers were signed on July the 4th, 1776. And there were only two, let me go down here, there were only two men that signed that Declaration of Independence on July the 4th, 1776. Let me clarify that. There were
Others that
signed it, but on that particular day, July the 4th, only Charles Thompson
and
and
John Hancock.
John Hancock.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they were the only two men that actually signed that Declaration of Independence on July 4th. The other 54 delegates, they signed over the course of the next month. And actually one recanted because he was caught by Britain and put in prison and tortured until he recanted.
His independence.
He recanted.
Wow.
They released him from jail, went home, and his home was, all of his stuff was destroyed.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting.
I can imagine living in that time frame and going through all that, and that's pretty radical stuff.
It
We think
is.
we've seen radical stuff here. We hadn't seen radical stuff here. We
Right.
may at some point, but
Right.
right now,
So
nothing.
now, oh my memory. So we had an American flag,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the lady's name? Ross. Was that her name?
Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross. She was the first one to make the Confederate American flag, wasn't she?
You're asking me history that I can't remember.
I love history. So,
I love it.
but I didn't know this fact.
Mhm. The designer of the 50 star flag, the one we currently have.
The one we currently have, he was actually from Lancaster, Ohio. And here's how it happened. So he had a school project that they had to do. It was in
Long story short.
1958. Okay. And his name, let me give you his name. His name was Robert G. Heft. Okay. And so they had an assignment to redesign the American flag because Alaska and Hawaii were fixing to join statehood. Okay. And so he used the old 48 star flag and $2.87 worth of blue cloth and white iron-on material, and he designed a flag. Guess what grade he got from his history teacher?
I don't know.
He got a B- for his flag from his history teacher.
But it was.
But he challenged that by sending the actual flag he had made to Washington, D.C. to President Eisenhower. And according to his obituary, he was the only one that had sent an actual flag design to the actual flag to the D.C. Anyway,
so a 16-year-old boy created the
His flag was selected, and it became our design in 1960. I didn't know that. I thought that was interesting. Man, there's so many other facts. How many hot dogs are going to be ate this year?
150 million hot dogs
will be consumed. That's a lot of hot dogs.
That sure is.
That is. There's something written on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
And it's not a hidden treasure map.
Like the movies.
Like the movies. It actually is a little, and they don't know who wrote it, but it's written upside down. I think it's because they had to roll they rolled it on parchment paper and they rolled it up. But it reads, Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th July 1776. They don't know who wrote it. But that's what's written on the back of the thing. Of the thing. Let's see. There's the guy's name that recanted. Well, his name was Richard Stockton. He was a lawyer from New Jersey. That was the one.
Okay.
Do you know who the oldest person to sign the Declaration of Independence? I shared this with you yesterday, didn't
Benjamin Franklin.
And he was 70. And then the youngest there were two that were the youngest, and they were 26 years old. So the average age was 45 of those that signed the Declaration of Independence. But the two youngest was Thomas Lynch and Edward Rutledge of South Carolina. They were only 26 years old. I thought that was interesting.
Pretty cool.
This will be our last fact.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool that we think that we have an invention that's new, but really it's been around since then. The Declaration of Independence was written on a laptop. Okay? They said Thomas Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence on a writing desk that could fit over one's lap.
And it was called a laptop.
So we can't take credit for their
computer laptop. We can for that.
But Thomas Jefferson, he used the original laptop.
The original laptop.
I thought that was interesting. God, there's so many fun facts that I sure didn't know about.
You said that was going to be the last one.
It was the last one. I'm sorry. I just love history. Love sharing history about it. But there's our fun facts for today. I thought that was
a few fun facts for the day. So not much more to talk about today as far as our weekend review.
We got Sweet Sarah's shower coming up and Mom's 75th birthday coming up next weekend.
So we have talked about, do we do episode 7 next week?
We might have our guests that are coming in on Thursday be part of it.
I wonder if they'd want to join.
We'll have to ask them.
And see. But anyway, as always, we love that you joined us today, watching our video. We pray many, many blessings on you and your family.
On this holiday weekend.
Weekend.
There you go, sister.
I can't talk. So thank you again for watching us.
Yep.
Thank you for following our channel. Like and subscribe our channel. We appreciate all the comments.
I didn't even mention about my Breeze birds, though. Can we do that real quick?
Yeah.
I did a little short on it. You might have saw it, but I ordered me some Breeze birds from Breeze Farms. And they were due to come in. I ordered them, way back in the spring. And they were due to come in this week. Well, we were in town doing some errands, and they called and said that the post office called. And they said they were here. But you might want to come on because I don't think they're alive. I was like, great. 25 of them. And so I got to the post office, and sure enough, all 25 were dead. I was a little discouraged. But never fret. I called, and I think his name is Jason from Breeze Farms. Already knew. He already knew. I guess they'd already had some issues, but they had put the birds in a cargo hold that was unoxygenated, and they ended up dying in flight, which is so frustrating because you want to trust the Postal Service, but anyway, he's going to replace every one of my birds for me. I'm so thankful, and hopefully, he said, I will do my best to get them out to you by the end of July. So hopefully by the end of July, I'll have my new birds, 25 birds. They actually worked out for the better because now I can prepare a place for them.
Yes.
Better.
Yeah.
That's right.
All things work.
So anyway, that's everything, I think, on double trouble this week.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was something we were forgetting.
Yeah.
But thank y'all so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Have a blessed week. Enjoy your weekend with your family. Make great memories.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and try not to cry like Deannette does all the time.
I don't cry all the time. Just for some reason this weekend's emotional. I don't know why, but
God bless you. Have a great day.
y'all have a great 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.